Nicholas Martinez?
Yes, sir.
Stephen DiPuglia, nice to meet you from Game Day Media.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fabulous.
Wonderful day we're having, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, so I'm all the way out from Texas, and here know the Titans need a new brochure, game day posters, banners, all sorts of stuff to promote their players, promote their team or your team, and just get the name out there. I hear you guys are real interested in our product. I brought a few things for you. This is our student athlete handbook. So it's basically like a brochure that just shows everything about your school. It shows your baseball team, your football team. I hear you guys got a really good football team.
Yeah.
Basketball, anything you guys want is in there. It shows player profiles, shows everything. So give you something to look at. Here's an example of our banners. I just have it on a piece of paper here. Okay. And then here's of posters. And I don't know, just feel like this is a real good fit for your program. I know you guys kind of try to do it in-house.
Yeah, we have a lot of boosters that help us out with our promotion banners. We got a lot of the kids that are very excited about having their name on the billboard and on stuff like that. It's very exciting. Kids, not a lot of high school kids get to experience this. I think this will be great for them. Have you ever played baseball before?
I did. I played 4 years in high school. Actually, right down the street. I played at Cooper City High School.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved over to Texas when I got this job opportunity. And then I also played 4 years of college. I played at Flagler College. So.
All right, cool.
It was a good experience.
Just baseball.
Just baseball. I didn't play any other sports, but. I feel like I have a real good knowledge of all other sports. Football,
how football
basketball
works, and how.
Oh yeah, I've been around it all, and the product speaks for itself. I feel like.
So what could you guys bring to our lower level sports? The ones that aren't as women's basketball or some of the track kids, because I know they felt like they get left out a little bit.
We basically bring everything that comes with the football team, the baseball team, basketball team, all the big sports. We try to focus on the little sports more because we know that the little sports need a little more promotion to get people out there and get some support. So, sometimes we'll send radio ads to certain radio stations or get on Twitter and send a little advertisement out through Twitter, and just to try to ramp up your guys' following and just try to help those lower level sports. I feel like in our student athlete handbook, if you see, this is an example of, we actually did it for Flagler, and we have a certain area here in the track section where it literally just shows your whole team has your whole picture of the team and your coaches, whatever, and then you go page by page, and it just basically a little promotion of each player. So say this is John Stamos. John Stamos, great track athlete, gives all his stats. So if you want to give it to a college coach, you can give this to a college coach, and it tells you all the stats. It gives you a little synopsis of the person. It basically just tells you everything you need to know about the person, and it's great for it's just great for sports, I think, because if you go to college, every college has one. You go to a pro team, all the pro teams have some sort of promotion, and it speaks for itself.
No, my biggest concern would be the people who try to contact my athletes, that would make them ineligible for them to play pro ball or, stuff like that. Like, how could this affect, how can I keep this from, I would like a lot of people to see this, but, a lot of students don't have the knowledge of, what to expect when their name is put out there like that.
See, what we do here is, instead of having contact information of each player, we'll have
none of their contact information is going to be on here?
No, nothing specific. Cool. It's just going to have all their stats. It'll have basically a little synopsis of who they are, what they like, their achievements. and then all contact will go to the coach. So you'll have the coach like in the front. You see right here. Right here, there's a picture of the team, and then you have your 3 coaches. You have your 3 coaches' contact information. You have your email, you have your phone number, and say a fax. And it just you can contact either one of the 3 coaches and start from there. If you're a college looking for players, just so you don't get in trouble or the college doesn't get in trouble and put your players in jeopardy.
Well, what was yours like in college? Your synopsis or your little player profile?
I mean, I don't like boosting myself up. I've played 4 years, and it was just one of those things. Like, you know, I just enjoyed playing. Loved the sport, loved the competition, loved all that stuff, and just, you know, just enjoyed my time playing. But now it's my time to help other people try to, you know, enjoy the game as much as I did.
Now, I know this isn't any talent-based, but you feel like this should make the athletes feel better, you know, make them a little more confident, knowing that, like, they have something that resembles, like, something like a pro athlete, or, like hey, if my pitcher's on here, you know, and you have your favorite baseball player, Aaron Judge, is on there, and he's like, oh, I have something similar like that. Is that, you know, I feel like that's very good for the students and, you know, the athletes that are, you know, who may not make it to the pro level.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's great. We try not to put all the spotlight on one player, specifically like your star player. We try to like spread it out and spread the love to everybody. We don't like want everybody to just say, oh, Jimmy's on page 3. Let's just all look at Jimmy. We try to, you know, give Jimmy his spotlight, but then say your lower level guy that doesn't really do much, we try to give him or make him feel just as special as Jimmy does. So our main goal is to not really push it into just for one player, but try to get the whole team the recognition. And just make it more of a team idea, team promotion instead of an individual promotion. If that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah. And how does this go in with? I know the counties and different, you know, counties around Florida deal with a lot of the bios and, like, you know, the sports pages for the school. Would this be our own, or would this be alongside other schools, or?
Oh no, everything's individual just to your school.
Okay.
We do other high schools around in the area, but it's just specifically like this handbook will have your name on it. It'll say basically the student athlete handbook or Nova Titans brochure or athletics.
This will be available for every game, and
it'll be available at every game. We try not to charge people for the brochures.
Okay. Just
because, like, I mean, it's for you, so we'll charge you a flat fee for each brochure, but we try to hand it out to each fan just so they know before they go into the stadium who's playing, who they're playing, and everything. We try to incorporate a schedule on the handbook, so when people leave, they have the schedule right there. They don't have to search on the internet. They don't have to do nothing to find the schedule. It's right there in the handbook, and we found that very very productive in the past when we do that, because people would always call, oh, when's the next game? Oh, when's Jimmy playing, or when's Scott playing? And ever since we've been putting the schedule in there, people have just constantly come back and they thank us every single time.
So now I assume that there would be current stats. So would they be updating every game, every, you know, let's say football plays 1 week, the stats will be updated for the next week and there'll be a different brochure each week? Or how does that, did it put last year's stats? How does it work?
Well, for the returning players in the beginning of the year, we try to have all, say, like you're a senior, we'll have a little synopsis of each year. Not full stats, but all the main important stats that everybody looks at. Like, say your football team will show you how many receptions you've had if you're a wide receiver, show you how many yards you had and how many touchdowns you scored. And we'll show you that throughout the 3 years. If you're, say, a sophomore kid that just got called up to JV, or just called up from JV onto varsity will just basically got called up this year and have his little synopsis of his JV varsity or JV stats. Um, we try to not update them as much. We'll update it, say like football's a lot easier because it's only
Weekly.
one game a week.
Weekly.
So for football, we update every game. But for say baseball, there's 3 games a week. We'll update it after the third game.
After the end of the week.
After the end of the week, the third game, and then we'll give out new brochures after that. Just so it's not, just so we're not wasting paper and we're not wasting your money on something like that, because usually most of the fans that come to the baseball games are there for every single game, so they don't need a brochure every single time. We just try to keep it as flexible as possible.
Okay. Within the handbook, I would like may I make a personal, I guess, recommendation for my school. Nova has a very good tradition, very long tradition, and I would like to see a little bio about the history of our school, like how our baseball team has been around for a long time. Our coach has been there for 40 years. Like, I think a lot of people would find that interesting, seeing such a legendary coach. Give a little of a bio. I'd like to make ours a little more personalized. You guys think you can make that work?
Now, would you like a bio of each specific sport, or would you just like the athletic department as a whole?
Probably about the athletic department, because the other sports haven't been around. Our school personally has been football, baseball. Basketball is decently, they're pretty decent. But the tradition is mostly focused around football and baseball. So I guess an overview of the athletics. Just point out some of like the coaches that have been there for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Give some people some information about our college that would make them want to come back and experience the tradition even if they didn't go to the school.
Yeah, we can make, instead of it being like a really long process, because the history of your whole athletics department is, it has its...
Or more like, you don't even have to do this history, like, just maybe guys that have been in the pros that came from our high school, just give like, hey, Nova High School has produced these alumni that are playing in pro ball, and like just give people something like, oh cool, this guy played there, that guy played there. Even for football, we've had some football players that played for the Miami Dolphins. So it'd be pretty interesting, just to have those people get recognized for their accomplishments and that they've come from this high school. Shines a little brighter light over our high school and stuff.
I feel like something we can do for you is we can say like the first page, we can have a little synopsis of your history, like you said, and just have like shorten it up. Just do like a full, maybe 3 or 4 paragraphs on the first page, shrink the font a little bit, and just give a brief synopsis of each sport.
Okay.
Just so it's not focused on 2 sports, we can have that, and then say the next page after that we can go into like notable alumni, or we can, instead of that being in the front, we could put that in the back.
Yeah.
And have notable alumni, and we could put everybody from, didn't Mike Morse, Major League Baseball player, go to your school?
Yeah.
And Anthony Swarzak. See, we could put the names and just run it down, because the list could be a little lengthy, but we can make that work, I think.
All right, cool. That'd be very, very interesting to see. I think a lot of the kids, they'd look up to that and see like, oh, I want to put my name on that eventually. Give them a little more confidence and just make everyone boost their motivation a little bit. So.
Okay. Yeah. Now, with the posters, what we like to do with the posters is, instead of, sometimes we'll put the whole team on the poster, but we found that to be, too much to look at. So for what we do is our posters is like outside the stadium we'll have a big poster, and what we found very useful is that we'll single out the seniors with the poster.
Okay.
So or the banner, as far as I should say. say you have six seniors, you could put a headshot or a little thing of each senior with the name under it, with like say Nova Titans, and you could put a little tradition thing under it, and it basically just shows when people come into the stadium, they're like, oh, right when they walk in, they see your six seniors, and they know. I mean, for the most part, the seniors are usually the ones that are on the field. Those are the leaders of the team, and those are the people that everybody usually knows. So it's basically just it gives your seniors the limelight, and it gives them time to soak up like
their last
year and make them feel special.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that we found very useful in any sport, not just say you only have one senior, then we can, like, say track teams are usually 10 players,
10, a little less,
so at that point you could just put the upperclassmen, because you might only have one or two seniors, or you could put your whole team on the little banner and just put all 10 players. It's just
the smaller teams we could do more. The smaller ones we could do one poster for all of them, and then football is going to be mostly the seniors.
Yeah.
And even basketball, there might be like 5 or 6 seniors that you could just put on there.
Yeah. We also try to, like, instead of just the handheld stuff, we have people that can take over your social media.
Okay. All right.
So we'll make you an Instagram page if you don't already have one. We'll make you a Twitter page. We'll make you all sorts of stuff, and they could run it. But if you have any ideas or anything that you want to put on there, you run it through them, and they could handle all that stuff. It's not just, I'm not telling you we have this stuff and we're the only ones that can run it. Like, we're always open, like, especially since it's your school. Whatever you want on there, you tell them and they'll handle it.
Okay.
So we try to have 1 or 2 reps at each school. And say I'm the head rep. So I like the first couple times I'll be there with my 2 people under me, and I'll show them what they need, and after that they'll take over. They're on my dime. So I pay them to handle everything your school.
All the social media.
If you need anything, you just call me and I can handle all that.
Okay.
So I mean, we found that very, very
useful. Will they be at all
too.
the games as well?
They will. Now the problem is if say you have 2 teams and they're playing separately, they'll have to split. So it's not just going to be like, say your football team's playing on Friday, but also your track teams at, say, Fort Lauderdale High School. They'll split, so they're not going to be able to handle it all.
Okay.
So we'll have one guy on social media for the track, and then one guy on the social media for the football, and then they'll handle that. So it's not going to be. It'll be run smoothly, but it's not going to be
as smooth as if 2 people.
As smooth as if the 2 people were there handling the whole thing. So, and then sometimes if a third, we'll have another guy just come from another school, and they'll handle that, just for if a third sports team's playing.
Okay. All right, and would they be doing like live feed or mostly just like promotional?
It's
Twitter updates and Instagram posts and.
It's mostly promotional stuff. We don't really run anything that's like live streamed. We don't do like videotape. We're just a straight promotion company. We're not a company that's like CBS who goes and is gonna video your game, have 2 commentators, and do all that sort of stuff. But we'll have, like, if your football team's playing really big games, say against like the St. Thomas Aquinas or whatever, and they're on CBS, we have a partnership to where we can promote your players through CBS with CBS. So they'll promote your players through us.
Okay. I'm gonna have to run this through all the athletes, but I'm pretty sure some athletes probably won't want to have their picture on there. So would there be like a permission slip that all the students would have to sign to put their picture, their information online and on Twitter, Instagram, and all that?
Yeah, we can make that happen. We can make before when the teams get formed together, we can make a little permission slip that you give to the kids, and they have to get their parents to sign it, and just stating that your child is going to be in a brochure, poster, banner, and their face is going to be on it for the promotion of themselves and the team, and just basically just giving them the step by step on why they're doing that, and just sign it. And if they don't agree, then they don't agree. We could just put their name and their stats and whatever. Or even if they don't want that, then we don't necessarily have to do that. But
Okay.
that's all on the discretion of your players and your parents.
All right. I think sounds pretty good so far. I like the idea of having my players, promoted out there. I think mostly the seniors would appreciate it more because it's their last year playing sports, and they want to make it as best of an experience as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would. Did you have any of this when you were there? Did you?
No. When I was at Cooper City, we didn't have much of promotion. That's really why I got into this field, because when I was at school, we kind of had to promote ourselves. When we were playing good, we had people come, but when we weren't playing so well, it was kind of like we had to do the promoting. And that's one thing that I always loved going around and telling all the students at school, setting up pep rallies and all that stuff, just trying to get fans out there. So that's why I took this job, because I have that edge of when I was in school and what I wanted, and I'm just trying to make like your players the best they can be when it comes to just being the best they can be. So
yeah, and we get a lot of fans at Nova. We average about 150 to 200 fans. The bigger games, our rival team, we get almost close to 300 people. I think this would be good. A lot of people would find this very useful, especially with we have a lot of kids on a lot of sports teams in general. Not everyone gets recognized. But this would help the kids, feel like they belong and feel like they get a little, recognition for some of the, younger players like sophomores, freshmen, junior. But yeah, I like it. It's interesting.
yeah. So if you have any more questions, I'm more than willing to give you my business card, and I'm just gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave you with these just so you have them with your files and stuff, and I'd more than happy be willing to make the deal now, make it official. But I could leave that with you if you need time to think about it.
I had one more question before we move on. Would any of this be online? Let's say a particular football scout or baseball scout or any of that comes to one of my coaches and asks for either their bio or their stats that they can go to, or would they have to send a book to the scout that they can look at? Or
that's all in the discretion of you. We can do whatever you need us to do. So we can make the handbook and leave it at that. If you want a website, we can make the website. Any promotion needs that you and your school need, we can do for you. So if you want a website that college coaches can go to look at and see each of your players, we can do that on top of make you a handbook. So it's really whatever. We can make a handbook and do the website and not make posters and banners. It's all whatever you need is what we can give you, and we can supply for you.
Okay, I like it. I think the students would like this. I think they deserve to have something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of schools have this, and this would put us over the top. Make us a little more visible towards the public, and it'd reach out to more people to come out and watch the Nova Titans.
Yes, sir.
I think it'd look good.
I agree.
Yeah. So where do I sign?
Right here, actually. Here, I'm gonna give you my business card. It's right in here. I'll give you my business card right here.
Okay.
That's my contact information, everything, and
Okay.
right here, you can sign right here, and the deal's
All right, let me get a pen real quick.
Oh, I should have had a pen on me. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's okay. All right, is that it?
Yes, sir, Nick.
Thank you, Mr. DiPuglia.
Anything for you.
All right.